Hans Andersen's Fairy Tales. Ole-Luk-Oie. There is nobody in the world who knows so many stories as Ole-Luk-Oie, or who can relate them so nicely. In the evening, while the children are seated at the table or in their little chairs, he comes up the stairs very softly, for he walks in his socks. Then he opens the doors without the slightest noise, and throws a small quantity of very fine dust in their eyes, just enough to prevent them from keeping them open, and so they do not see him. Then he creeps behind them, and blows softly upon their necks, till their heads begin to droop. But Ole-Luk-Oie does not wish to hurt them, for he is very fond of children, and only wants them to be quiet that he may relate to them pretty stories, and they never are quiet until they are in bed and asleep. As soon as they are asleep, Ole-Luk-Oie sits himself upon the bed. He is nicely dressed, his coat is made of silken stuff, it is impossible to say of what color, for it changes from green to red, and from red to blue, as he turns from side to side. Under each arm he carries an umbrella, one of them with pictures on the inside he spreads over the good children, and then they dream the most beautiful stories the whole night. But the other umbrella has no pictures, and this he holds over the naughty children, so that they sleep heavily, and wake in the morning without having dreamed at all. Now we shall hear how Ole-Luk-Oie came every night during a whole week to a little boy named Hjalmar, and what he told him. There were 7 stories, as there are 7 days in the week. Monday. Now pay attention, said Ole-Luk-Oie in the evening when Hjalmar was in bed, and I will decorate the room. Immediately all the flowers in the flower pots became large trees, with long branches reaching to the ceiling and stretching along the walls, so that the whole room was like a greenhouse. All the branches were loaded with flowers, each flower as beautiful and as fragrant as a rose, and had anyone tasted them, he would have found them sweeter even than jam. The fruit glittered like gold, and there were cakes so full of plums that they were nearly bursting. It was incomparably beautiful. At the same time sounded dismal moans from the table drawer in which lay Hjalmar's school books. "What can that be now?" said Ole-Luk-Oie, going to the table and pulling out the drawer. It was a slate, in such distress because of a false number in the sum that it had almost broken itself to pieces. The pencil pulled and tugged at its string as if it were a little dog that wanted to help but could not. And then came a moan from Hjalmar's copybook. Oh, it was quite terrible to hear. On each leaf stood a row of capital letters, everyone having a small letter by its side. This formed a copy. Under these were other letters, which Hjalmar had written. They fancied they looked like the copy, but they were mistaken, for they were leaning on one side as if they intended to fall over the pencil lines. "See, this is the way you should hold yourselves," said the copy. "Look here, you should slope thus, with a graceful curve." "Oh, we are very willing to do so, but we cannot," said Hjalmar's letters. "We are so wretchedly made." "You must be scratched out, then," said Ole-Luk-Oie. "Oh, no!" they cried, and then they stood up so gracefully it was quite a pleasure to look at them. "Now we must give up our stories and exercise these letters," said Ole-Luk-Oie. 1, 2, 1, 2. So he drilled them till they stood up gracefully and looked as beautiful as a copy could look. But after Ole-Luk-Oie was gone, and Hjalmar looked at them in the morning, they were as wretched and awkward as ever. Tuesday. The end of the reading, but not of the story. If you wish me to continue reading for you this or any other story of your choice, exclusively for you, in real time, directly to your ears via Skype, contact me here. To listen to a growing number of other sample stories read by me, click here. Thank you for watching and listening.